I actually rewound this part three
It's
times.
so funny.
And I was laughing.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today is October 22nd. It's our 22nd episode of our 31 Days of Halloween here on the Calvin Cam channel, and we're happy to be talking about this movie compared to yesterday's movie, if you saw. This movie is Scooby-Doo that came out in 2002. This was an awesome live-action remake of the beloved cartoon that we all pretty much grew up with, in the 80s, 70s, 80s.
I don't know, but I know that I was a little kid in the 80s and I did watch Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo!
This is a franchise and IP that is beloved by millions, if not everyone in the world. My brother, really loved Scooby-Doo, and we watched a lot of Scooby-Doo movies growing up. This movie was a very worthy live-action remake in a time of the 2020s when live-action remakes are unnecessary. We look back at the ones that are good, and Scooby-Doo is that exactly. This movie is written by James Gunn. It's awesome, and he put, I think, a lot of heart into this and capturing all of the characters perfectly. I think that the casting of this movie is incredible. I think Matthew Lillard as Shaggy is phenomenal. And even, Sarah Michelle Gellar as Daphne is great. Freddie Prinze Jr. is also fantastic. That's her husband in real life too. So I think their chemistry is really great. And Linda Cardellini, Jesus. She's great as Velma. She does an awesome job as Velma. And I think that that is the really great part of this movie is the casting. I think that is what makes this movie so well. The sets are great. The setting, the plot, I think it's all great. It's all worthy, but it is truly the casting that I think that holds this movie so high up. This was a first time watch for you. What do you think?
Yeah, this was a first time watch, and I love this movie. I really did. I just finished watching it, and I had a wonderful time watching it because this kind of just brought back nostalgia of my childhood. I couldn't agree with you more on the casting. I also feel that the essence through the cast itself portraying these characters, the audio, the way they mimic their voices in the cartoon, it was literally perfect. Even, Scrappy and and Scooby as well. It's just perfect in terms of that. And this to me just felt like a live action Scooby-Doo episode, like you would watch like a Scooby-Doo episode. It just has a great story. I mean, it starts off that they're trying to get this ghost in this factory, and then what happens is they all quit because Fred always has to take the glory away from everybody in the gang. So they break up, and then 2 years later they get an invitation to this spooky island. They all meet at the airport, and Scooby's dressed as a grandma in a dress so he can get on the plane. They get there, and they're greeted by Rowan Atkinson. He's awesome in this movie. And this is where they start trying to solve this mystery about what's going on with the guests that come there. They come there with so much excitement, but they leave just stiff as a board, just like a square.
Yeah.
But going through that, we have a whole bunch of excitement, and then just Scooby and Shaggy just doing their thing. I love this part when they go to the house, and they're hiding from the guys that come in, the voodoo cult people.
Yeah.
And Shaggy's in the armor, and he rips the biggest fart. And it goes through his armor, and then it combusts out of his armor, and it's just I actually rewound this part
It's
3
so
times.
funny,
And I was laughing. So that part right alone was just so funny in this movie. I loved that part.
He's like, oh no. And he rips it. It's so funny.
Yeah. I also thought it was cool, like the whole CG when they their ectoplasms, they steal these ectoplasms and they go in each other's body, and Fred goes into Daphne
yeah.
and then Daphne goes into Fred, and it's just like, oh, it's
funny. He's like, hey, I can look at myself naked.
Yeah, it's so funny. And then you get the closing act of this movie, which in the end,
it was all Scrappy freaking
Scrappy-Doo trying to absorb all the essence of these souls, and he wanted to absorb Scooby, and Shaggy saves the day, and Scrappy gets defeated, and this whole act, it's just awesome.
It's a funny movie. It's definitely a great time. I also really love the adult humor in this movie because it's like made for the people who grew up with Scooby-Doo. So by the time this movie came out, this is definitely targeting an audience that's older, I feel. And you get a lot of just really fun adult humor, like Shaggy and Scooby like being potheads, like in the van, or like when they're on the airplane and they meet Mary Jane, and Shaggy's like that's my favorite name, like, which is just a call out to just loving like the stereotype of Shaggy being a pothead, which I think is hilarious. And there's just there's so much fun. Pamela Anderson in the very beginning, thought that was a hilarious cameo because, you know, in the Scooby-Doo cartoon, that's one of the things that Scooby-Doo's known for is the amount of like pop culture references that happen, which I think is super, super cool and just fun. There's a part in the movie where Sugar Ray actually is they're performing a song, and you see that they're actually taken over by these creatures, which is, I think is just, it was just cool to see them because I'm a huge Sugar Ray fan, so I was like, that's awesome. But there's a lot of greatness in this movie. It's very well directed. And
the CG holds up pretty well.
The CG holds up great. I would love to see another one of these movies. There's a second movie called Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. Really freaking awesome. It's directed by James Gunn too, which I think is fantastic. Like, it's so good, just as good. God, yeah. Scooby-Doo. Definitely an all-time. I'm going to give this movie a 5 out of 5. I just think this is great, and I think that you all should go and watch this movie, hands down. Bring your friends, bring your family, sit everybody down at your house, watch this movie, have a good time. You're like, all in all, like, just a fantastic movie. What would you give this movie?
I'm right alongside you. This is a 5 out of 5. Ding, 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 ding.
Yes.
Yeah, this movie has such a good story. Such CG work is so good. I mean, I forgot the plot unfolds and we find out that Rowan Atkinson is Scrappy. I forgot to mention that. And his real self has been captured and held captive. So yeah, this movie is great. Definitely go out and watch this movie. It's definitely good for the family. And I mean, even solo watching it, it's better than watching The Haunting. Don't watch that.
Don't. All right. So that brings us to the fun fact part of this episode, which I'm excited to see what we got. So let's start with this. The director, Raha Gosnell, wanted a real-life couple to play Daphne and Fred. His first choice was Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. Prinze Jr. didn't originally want to do the movie because he felt it wouldn't live up to the Scooby-Doo cartoons, but Gellar talked him into it, which I'm glad that she did. This is probably my favorite role that she's in besides Buffy. So I'm glad that she got him to do this. And Freddie Prinze Jr., I love Freddie Prinze Jr.
I was about to say, were they dating when they
they got together when they were doing I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Okay.
So I think they were married at this point. So, this film was originally set to have a much darker tone, essentially poking fun at the older cartoons, and was set in a PG-13 rating. Shaggy was set to be a stoner. Velma and Daphne had a side relationship, and there were many marijuana references. I mean, there's still a lot of marijuana references in this movie. According to Sarah Michelle Gellar, after the cast had signed on, there was a change and the film became more family friendly. However, by 2017, James Gunn confirmed that the original cut of the film got an R rating and had to use CGI to cover cleavage. Wow.
Okay.
When Daphne attempts to recruit Shaggy and Scooby to inspect the castle with her, Shaggy objects. He says, like Scoob and Scoob and me don't do castles because castles have paintings with eyes that watch you and suits of armor. You think it's a statue with a guy inside that follows you every time you turn around. Everything that Shaggy describes occurred in What a Night for a Night in 1969, the very first Scooby-Doo cartoon to be aired.
That's really cool.
That's freaking awesome. That's a fun fact. Neil Fanning was on set every day to provide Scooby's dialogue for the cast to interact with. This led to him and Matthew Lillard becoming close friends, as they had to be very inventive to make Shaggy and Scooby's friendship convincing. It's awesome.
That is really cool. Very cool.
Sarah Michelle Gellar had to film Scooby-Doo around her already hectic Buffy the Vampire Slayer schedule. The producers of both productions arranged it so that she would spend 2 weeks in Los Angeles shooting Buffy, then the next 2 weeks in Queensland, Australia, filming Scooby-Doo.
She had a busy schedule that year.
Yeah. Let's see. Originally, Matthew Lillard would scream for a very long time to make his voice all hoarse, to do a perfect Shaggy imitation. It didn't work out, so he began trying to imitate the voice he did when his voice was all tired out from all the screaming.
Well, he did a perfect job.
He did.
Imitating the voice of Shaggy for sure.
I don't know if this fun fact is on here, but he went on to play the voice of Shaggy in the cartoons after this movie.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. I love Matthew Lillard. The idea of a live-action Scooby-Doo movie languished in development hell throughout most of the 1990s. In 1996, Jim Carrey was attached to play Shaggy, and Sarah Gilbert was attached to play Velma. At one point, director Kevin Smith was attached to, but later dropped out. Later, Mike Myers accepted the project and was the one who was most often had his name linked to it. Eventually, even Myers had to leave the project.
Well, I'm glad it went to James Gunn and they wrote it and casted all these actors, because it was perfect.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't imagine. Jim Carrey's funny and I love him, but I can't see him as Shaggy.
He's not Shaggy.
No. And Sarah Gilbert. Oh man,
no. Screenwriter James Gunn revealed that in the original script, Velma was explicitly gay. Though the studio decided to water it down to block any references to her sexuality, some of them were ambiguous and were kept and shot, but ended up edited out of the final version of the film. A kiss between Daphne and Velma was just one of those things cut, which I don't think is necessary. Again, like, I feel like it's one of those agenda things in Hollywood, and like, it's unnecessary. The band Weezer was asked to make an appearance as actors, but rejected the offer. Oh, Weezer would have been cool. I'm glad Sugar Ray was in it, though. I love Sugar Ray. Tim Burton was offered to direct in the 1990s with the promise of having complete creative control, but he would eventually pass on the project as well.
Yeah, he was in the middle of doing probably Sleepy Hollow or something.
Yeah.
Because that's around the same time period as this movie, probably.
And then we got one more fun fact for you because there's a lot for this. A full-size stand-in puppet of Scooby was built by Jim Henson's Creature Shop for the film, but it ultimately went unused, and Scooby became a CG character instead.
That would have been really cool if they would have pulled it off, though.
If it could have worked,
I mean, if
curious.
if it's Henson Studio Company, like it could have probably worked, but
yeah. So that's it for the fun facts for Scooby-Doo. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. We really appreciate it. Please go watch this with your family. If you have not seen this movie, which I'm pretty sure everybody has almost at this point, go watch it again. If you want to support us, hit that like and subscribe button down below. It really helps us out. Go over to patreon.com, become one of our community members and one of our tiers over there, or follow us on our social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok. And we love interacting with you over there. So go over there, hit a follow. It's free. It's free to do. Do it. Yeah, we'll catch you on tomorrow's episode. So thank you so much for watching, everyone.
See you then.